Hi everyone, this is Dr. Nitin Chhoda with Ignition Time and welcome to my channel. In this video, I'm going to go over the 5 possibilities in terms of the outcome of the stimulus negotiations. Now, I have talked about a timeline, and at this point, it looks like the most reasonable timeline would be before the end of September. Hopefully, this doesn't go beyond that, but you know what? At this point in time, anything's possible because I wouldn't take anything off the table. But there are 5 broad possibilities about what could happen in terms of the stimulus negotiations in the coming days and weeks. Keep in mind, the House and the Senate at the time I'm recording this video are on recess, but they could be called back at any time to vote on something. And at the point I'm recording this video, the Republicans in the Senate are planning on getting together and doing a skinny bill or a targeted bill, but without any support or traction from the House. It's going to be largely a symbolic gesture. So I want my viewers to know that. So there are 5 possibilities. The first possibility is that a relief bill could indeed pass. A relief bill could indeed pass. Maybe Stephen Mnuchin and House Speaker Pelosi wake up, they meet for breakfast, they have a couple mimosas and they strike a deal, and President Trump signs it, and the world is one big happy place. So anything's possible. I'm hoping, but basically there could be a chance that the two sides come to a consensus. The Democrats are definitely pressuring Speaker Pelosi. Republicans and President Trump are pressuring the U.S. Treasury Secretary Stephen Mnuchin, who's the lead negotiator. Mark Meadows is standing firm, but it's quite possible that the two could strike a deal with Speaker Pelosi. Anything's possible, but this will require a bipartisan agreement. This will require both of them agreeing on several things, agreeing on the top line number, which they are far apart right now. One side's at 1.3 trillion, the administration, the Democrats are at 2.2 trillion. It requires them agreeing on something comprehensive. The Republicans wanted a piecemeal approach. The Democrats want a much more comprehensive, large legislation. It requires them on agreeing on state and local aid. The Democrats wanted $900 billion. The Republicans wanted significantly less. It requires them to agree on funding for schools and education and a whole bunch of other things. It requires them to agree on the stimulus check. It requires them to agree on enhanced unemployment benefits. So, the first possibility is that a relief bill could pass. Now, keep in mind that the Senate is in recess until the 8th of September, and the House of Representatives has continued to meet in short pro forma sessions since passing the USPS bill. So, the House, they have been working. House Speaker Pelosi and Treasury Secretary Mnuchin, Mark Meadows have been speaking on the phone, and basically, depending on when the House and the Senate vote, the President could sign the bill as soon as 4 or 5 days later. Because remember, step 1 is the House and the Senate both have to vote and both have to agree on the framework of the bill. Then it goes to the President, then the President signs it. So first they need to come to an agreement, then they need to vote, then the President needs to sign. This whole process will take a minimum of 4 or 5 days from the point an agreement is reached. So I want you folks to be aware of that. The second possibility is there could be a smaller piecemeal approach. A smaller bill or a series of smaller bills could indeed be passed. The House tried to pass the United States Postal Service legislation, which went nowhere in the Senate. The Senate is coming up with a skinny bill or a targeted bill, which is likely to go nowhere in the House. So I wouldn't really expect this to happen. But again, Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell did say that the Republican-led Senate will not pass standalone legislation for the Postal Service, and House Speaker Nancy Pelosi has said the House will not accept any standalone stimulus package. So again, anything's possible, but it does look very unlikely that a skinny stimulus package that the Republicans are planning, which they call a Delivering Immediate Relief to America's Families, Schools and Small Businesses Act. That's a mouthful. Why didn't they come up with an abbreviation like all these guys have been coming up? HEROES and HEALS and CARES. Again, it's called Delivering Immediate Relief to America's Families, Schools and Small Businesses Act. I'm not even going to try and see if that is some sort of an abbreviation. So the draft of this package at this moment in time does not include a second round of stimulus checks, but the bill could restart negotiations and you never know. So that's a second possibility, a series of small individual pieces of piecemeal legislations instead of one large bill. Now let's move on to the third possibility, which is that the President could initiate more executive orders. So the President could initiate more executive orders, just like he did with the suggestion on eviction, with the Lost Wages Assistance Program, which has been quite a challenge for states to implement. Only a small number of states at this time are paying out, less than 10 at the time I'm recording this video. A majority of states are still working their way through the creation of the program, including Alaska, that said that they could take as long as 2 months. So it's unlikely that the president will be able to create effective executive orders. I mean, he could do an executive order, which is a political talking point, which is a public relations success, I would imagine, but it doesn't seem likely to me that executive orders will be useful. But the White House Chief of Staff Mark Meadows did say that the president would be introducing more executive orders if the deadlock would continue, if the gridlock would continue. Now, possibility number 4 is that no action is taken until after the election. Now, this would be, this would be terrible. Keep in mind, with 470 seats in Congress, that is 35 seats and 435 House seats are up for election in November. So let me repeat that. 470 seats, which is a total of 35 Senate seats, not all the Senate seats, but 35 out of the Senate seats, and 435 House seats are up for re-election in November. Any change in majority in the House or the Senate and to the presidency itself will shift the balance of power in terms of, what's likely to happen in terms of stimulus and unemployment benefits. And basically, that could change everything, because once the whole the balance of power in the House, the Senate, and the presidency changes after the November election, it's quite possible that we could see stimulus right after that. So and at that point, talks may resume. I also think this is highly unlikely. I think it would be terrible if people are made to wait for that long. But in this environment, to be honest, nothing surprises me anymore. And the 5th possibility is that absolutely nothing happens. No stimulus bill, no second stimulus check, no extension of federal enhanced unemployment benefits like the $600 federal boost. So just this sort of patchwork lost wages assistance program, the $300 a week, which, by the way, is going to run out very quickly. Before you know it, it's going to be gone, because it's a very limited amount of money. It was never really meant to be a replacement of the $600 a week. It's just $300 a week for a few weeks. So if you really think about it, $300 a week for, let's just say, 5 weeks, if you happen to get it, is $1,500 spread out over several weeks with additional requirements, like having to certify, like having work search requirements. The loss of your employment needs to be through no fault of your own, needs to be related to the pandemic. I mean, it's a whole bunch of things that were not really a part of the $600 a week booster. So the lost wages assistance program, when you really look at it, is a maximum of $1,500 extra over several weeks, which you may or may not get, depending on how you certify, depending on your qualifications, which a lot of people won't get if they don't get at least $100 or more in benefits, which a lot of states aren't even yet paying out, and a lot of states could take weeks to pay out, and by that time the money is already gone. So the 5th possibility is that there is no stimulus package, and this would really hurt those who need it the most, and I really don't want that to happen, and neither do my viewers or subscribers. But this video was about the 5 likely outcomes, of the state of stimulus negotiations based on everything that is happening today. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. I appreciate you. My name is Dr. Nitin Chhoda. Me and my team work very hard to put these videos together for you. If you don't know anything about me, check out my video. I have the fortune, the honor, the privilege of living the American dream. So check out my video. I want to help you live your American dream. Please follow us on Instagram. Our Instagram handle is ignition_time. Follow us on Instagram. We release videos at 2 p.m. East Coast time most days of the week. So make sure you subscribe to our channel. Sometimes YouTube does not release alerts, does not release notifications on time. So make sure you bookmark youtube.com/ignition time. That's youtube.com/ignition time, so that you can visit our homepage, and then you can check out the videos we've released, and you can watch them on your own. With all of these rapidly changing talks and this rapidly changing situation with the stimulus, I think it's a good idea for you to bookmark the channel so that you can come back and see what videos we've released in case YouTube does not send out notifications. Speaking of notifications, get your cell phone out, send a text message with the word ignition or with the word time to 70,000, that's 70000, and I'm hoping to send you good news via SMS if a new stimulus package is released. Imagine getting an SMS that says second stimulus approved. Wouldn't that be awesome? So go ahead and send a text message with the word ignition or the word time to 70,000, that's 70000, and then you'll get added to SMS list. You can also go to ignitiontime.com/alerts, that's ignitiontime.com/alerts, and then you can get added to our email list, and you can opt out of the emails at any time. So make sure you get added to our email list as well. Thank you so much for watching. Again, my name is Dr. Nitin Chhoda. Please click like, please subscribe, please enable notifications. We look forward to seeing you in the next episode of Ignition Time. Thank you. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.